Hi, Weather Joey here with your bottom of the South Island weather recap and forecast for Friday, December 5th. It's been about 10 days, a little over 10 days since our last forecast. Sorry about that, been busy. I'm going sans notes today, so it's all up here, so it might be a little bit jumbled. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, before I get started, as always, think about that. As always, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank and acknowledge the first peoples of this land, their ancestors, and the ones who walk this land today, for allowing us to live, work, and play on their beautiful traditional territories. I don't know. There's so many thoughts I have about that all the time, but I don't know if I'm going to get into it right now. Into some of it. Anyway, many thanks. And we think about this land and we value this land. Okay, so last forecast was on Monday the 23rd. We were going along pretty good, but that ridge we had forecast for the Friday, I think it was like the 27th or something like that. We forecast it to really build up here and start bringing this cold air down for a start the end of November, to start winter the end of November and into early December here. That did not materialize. What happened instead was this this ridge didn't build up as much. It kind of stayed down around here in this sort of area, and instead of northerly, we had a west-northwest flow through that Friday, Saturday. Sunday was the 30th. That carried late November and well into this week. So today's Friday. It lasted all the way till Thursday the 4th. Just kind of this consistent, a more seasonal flow. Cool enough, the freezing levels dropped on the hills, not the local hills getting snow and whatnot, but it came down from the alpine a little bit, so snowpack started to build up there. On these sort of systems, we don't get a lot of moisture generally unless a major front rolls through. We did have a couple of pulses of moisture, but you'll see on the precipitation records, not a ton of rain coming through and not a ton of wind. It doesn't really get a chance to back to the southeast, so the east side of the island, not a lot of rain there. Mostly just a westerly, west-northwest flow, drizzly sort of stuff. Lots of cloud. So that carried us all the way through to yesterday with this west-northwest flow. Now we had a little stronger system come in today, embedded in this flow. That's really spun up here. And it brought in more rain this morning, which is the Friday, the 5th. And in behind, we're seeing some clearing and a strong push, because this low is kind of tracking up here. Strong push of west-northwest-west flow across here this evening with winds that should last into tomorrow. So a lot of west wind. We haven't seen a ton of that in a while. And that's sort of where we are at for right now. Now, through the weekend, we're going to see this high pressure back off a little bit. We got low pressure kind of materializing a bit more up here. So this west-northwest flow, more of a westerly flow. And with this tightening up this low, we're going to start to see some systems come in once again. And these are pulses, maybe more in from the west-southwest. But for the weekend, let's say some of them from the west. So I think we got two pulses coming in, one a little bit stronger than the other on Sunday. And then on Monday, we've got this backing a little bit to the west-southwest and drawing some moisture. The ones over the weekend still cool enough for some snow in upper levels and the lower alpine. But as we get into Monday, a strong system coming up here, circling up and bringing in a pulse. Strong system, bringing wind and rain. Temperatures expected, freezing levels expected to rise a little bit out there, so the snow level will go up. And then we get a brief little respite on, let's see, Tuesday morning. I'm doing okay here without notes. On Tuesday morning, And that's going to be followed by another strong system from the west-southwest. Now this has got, this is kind of almost like an atmospheric river. A lot of Washington's going to get hit hard. But the next pulse from the west-southwest for Tuesday looks like it'll kind of be mild, maybe a little bit cooler on the tail end of it. We've got something interesting happening, and that's what I want to get into, because one model is consistently predicting that this low up here that's been fueling all this is going to shift over into the Yukon early in the week. So next Tuesday, Monday, Tuesday type thing. And with the help of some strong high pressure up in the Bering, it's going to draw really cold air down across the Aleutian and into the Northeast Pacific here. So colder than what we've seen yet this season. And we've already got cold Arctic air over the interior. We've been following that polar vortex breakdown scenario. I talked to someone from Saskatchewan today, and they said temperatures are going to drop. Northern BC is going to drop. Cold area all down here. High pressure over here circulating up. West-southwest, warmer moisture from here. All this warm, all this cold. That's next week. Who knows what's going to happen? Like, this is a recipe for systems developing. It could be Arctic pushing down. It could be a low. We may see this low drop down and circle over here. It'll be interesting to see. It may not materialize into much at all, but I'll be watching that and not making any major predictions at this point. So yeah, that's where we're at for early December in 2025. Getting pretty stoked for Christmas time. We've got the lights up. I think we're going to get the tree around these parts. My nephews are liking it, and lots of activities going on. Countdown to the holidays. Anyway, I wish you in the future, I hope you're doing well, having a peaceful time, helping each other out. And to all the plants, animals, minerals, spirits and beings that dwell within this realm, that reside and visit, thank you and offer my little gift to you. And as always, may the forecast be with you.